Hello and welcome to United Report. This is your home for all the latest Manchester United news, match updates, transfer stories, and in-depth analysis. Stay connected and never miss a moment. Subscribe now to stay ahead with everything happening at Old Trafford. Manchester United will head into the biggest week of their season off the back of a 4-3 loss away at Brentford as Ruben Amorim's side battle to secure a spot in the Europa League final. The Red Devils welcome Bilbao to Old Trafford with a healthy 3-0 advantage after thrashing their opponents in the first leg. And while their defeat to Brentford means United can no longer finish in the top half of the Premier League, victory in Europe would hand them a golden ticket to next year's Champions League. Securing Champions League football would give United's coffers a welcome boost and would almost certainly give them a far greater licence to rebuild the squad Amorim inherited from Erik Ten Hag in the upcoming summer transfer window. With plenty of transfer rumours already swirling, United Report brings you all the latest news and gossip from Old Trafford. Manchester United want to pair Matheus Cunha up with Bryan Mbeumo as part of a new look-attacking unit, it has been claimed. The Red Devils have been in talks over a deal to sign Cunha for weeks, and Mbeumo has now emerged as a target following another remarkable season in Brentford colours. The Telegraph claim that United want to sign Mbeumo this summer, though it's unlikely they will be alone in their pursuit of the Cameroon star. Mbeumo is said to be valued in excess of £60 million, while Cunha has a £62.5 million release clause written into his contract. Real Betis may have made no secret of their desire to sign Antony on a permanent basis, but the Brazilian is also said to be attracting interest from Atletico Madrid. The winger, 25, has flourished in La Liga after joining Betis on loan in January and looks a completely different player to the one who has struggled at United. Betis are unlikely to be able to afford to finance a permanent deal for the former Ajax man, however. And not only are Atletico keeping a close eye on the situation, they have already inquired about a potential summer deal, according to reports in Spain. Mason Greenwood is thought to be keen on a return to the Premier League this summer, and that could see Manchester United profit from any potential move. The Sun have reported that the novelty of playing abroad has worn off for Greenwood, who spent time on loan with Getafe last season before joining Marseille permanently in the summer. And a string of clubs are said to be interested in bringing him back to England. Manchester United are looking to bring in former Chelsea chief Jim Fraser, who was renowned for his talent spotting, as they plot their summer of recruitment. The coming months will be crucial if the club are to make Ruben Amorim's spell a success. Fraser was at Stamford Bridge for 20 years before he was shown the door, but with his gardening leave coming to a close, he can now pursue a new role should the Manchester outfit come calling. Sir Jim Ratcliffe has identified Fraser as a key recruit with the Ineos chief, keen to see the club benefit from homegrown talent rather than solely pursue big money signings, reports The Sun. The club have spent millions in the market, but many of them have failed to live up to expectations. King was Chelsea's academy chief and enjoys a stellar reputation for unearthing top young stars. During his time at the Cobham base, he was able to spot the likes of Mason Mount, Conor Gallagher, Reece James, Tammy Abraham, and Mark Guehi. United are in the midst of cutting about 200 jobs, which includes ridding of several scouts as they shake up the way they go about identifying talent. The Red Devils have a long tradition of using their academy. King was Chelsea's academy chief and enjoys a stellar reputation for unearthing top young stars. During his time at the Cobham base, he was able to spot the likes of Mason Mount, Conor Gallagher, Reece James, Tammy Abraham, and Mark Guehi. United are in the midst of cutting about 200 jobs, which includes ridding of several scouts, as King was Chelsea's academy chief and enjoys a stellar reputation for unearthing top young stars. During his time at the Cobham base, he was able to spot the likes of Mason Mount, Conor Gallagher, Reece James, Tammy Abraham, and Mark Guehi. United are in the midst of cutting about 200 jobs, which includes ridding of several scouts, as they shake up the way they go about identifying talent. The Red Devils have a long tradition of using their academy. Up the way they go about identifying talent. The Red Devils have a long tradition of using their academy. Kobbie Mainoo has been the biggest recent success story, and he's become a mainstay in the first team picture. The likes of Harry Maguire have also been given opportunities, with the club potentially having to make a greater use of their academy should their funds be limited. United's overhaul has seen leading figures like Director of Football Operations David Harrison leaving his role. Earlier this season, Dan Ashworth was shown the door after just a matter of months, with his switch from Newcastle not working out despite him impressing in previous job. Ratcliffe has overseen one summer of recruitment since coming in, but a host of those signings have not worked out. The likes of Joshua Zirkzee and Matthijs de Ligt have not had the desired affect, with the club poised to post their worst ever Premier League finish. Amorim has made it clear that he wants to bring in players who suit his system, not necessarily the headline names. He said, "I want to focus on our strengths and try to use our club to bring in one or two players, big players. When I say big players, it's not players from Real Madrid, it's big players in the way I see the game." Ole Gunnar Solskjaer admits it is hard to watch Manchester United's continued struggles. The Norwegian led the Red Devils for 3 years and has seen the club decline following his sacking. Solskjaer was shown the door in 2021 after a string of poor results to begin the season. Throughout his tenure, plenty had questioned whether he had the ability to truly lead the Manchester outfit back to the summit of English football. A 4-1 loss to Watford in November was their 5th reverse in 7 games and ultimately cost Solskjaer his job. During their poor run, they were humiliated 5-0 at home by Liverpool, whilst Manchester City also secured a dominant win at Old Trafford. Ralf Rangnick was hired as Solskjaer's replacement, but failed to take the club forward before leaving after less than a year. Erik ten Hag, despite winning 2 trophies, failed to find the winning formula, with Ruben Amorim now also struggling in the dugout. United will post their worst ever Premier League finish this season as they languish in the bottom half. The club are miles away from the success they enjoyed during Sir Alex Ferguson's era, and Solskjaer concedes the table makes for grim reading every week. He told the BBC, "Man United is my family and will always be part of me." In football, you don't feel sorry for anyone because we are privileged, absolutely 100% privileged to be able to work in clubs like this. But for me, it is hard to watch, because it is your family that is struggling. It is never easy at the weekend when you look at the table. Solskjaer has returned to management in Turkey. With Besiktas a club, he is compared to the Manchester outfit. A number of his decisions were continually questioned, specifically his loyalty to certain players. Harry Maguire was his statement signing in his first summer. The defender endured mixed fortunes and copped regular criticism, with Solskjaer urged to drop the England centre-half, despite choosing to make him captain. Maguire has since endured a renaissance, and the ex-United boss was always confident he would come good. He said, "For me, Harry Maguire has always been a leader and a fighter. I was never in doubt when I signed him, and he walked in the door, he would be captain for us. There is another captain there in Bruno Fernandes. The two of them are top human beings. I was so happy for them last night. Those two and Victor Lindelof are probably the only ones I have heard from in the club since I left. You want the best for them.